Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. Ukraine stands. Ukraine is fighting for the democracy in the whole world. Today, I will show you beauty called or named Acropolis. This is Floribunda Rose from Milan. If I'm not mistaken, but definitely it's one of the famous here in Ukraine and as well I think in the world. But first of all, I would like to express my support of our Olympic participant Vladislav Heraskevich, who was disqualified by International Olympic Committee because of his helmet, because they just don't see what Russia does day by day, night by night, but they see issue in the memory, in the sharing of the memory about killed by that damned country, the terrorist state country Russia, killed our sportsmen, and a lot of them, they of course, not a lot of them, but all of them who were killed by Russia terrorist state. They will not participate in any of the Olympic Games or any of the international games. And how cynical could be this decision, how cynical it is, because in parallel, when they just disqualify our one of the best sportsmen in that category, Vladislav Heraskevich, at the same time they do not see any issues with allowing Russia and Belarus sportsmen to participate in these Olympic Games, to win medals, etc., etc. And in addition, during all these days, while these news are high and while these news were discussed, and during this cynical decision, during every night, every day of this period, Russia still destroys our cities, Russia still kills kids, kills women, kills older people, kills civilian people, and continues to destroy our power and gas generating facilities in this very, very severe winter, as I have mentioned in my previous videos. And now let's get back to this beauty you can see on your screen. This is Acropolis once more, and this is one of the prominent beauties in my garden. I would definitely recommend, if to characterize its her, let's call it her, if I would like to characterize her in one sentence, I would say she's very interesting, prominent, and definitely worth your attention and worth to be planted in your garden. Whether this is big garden or small one, she will, of course, bring a lot of interesting, I would say, aspects, nuances into your garden because of this play of color, as you can see on your screen as well. This rose Acropolis, she is famous because of the color play, and as you can see, each of the flower, it starts in coral pink, deep coral pink color, but outer side of the petals it will be even silverly creamy white, something like that, so it's contrast one. And it starts every flower, it starts in pretty noticeable coral color or shade of coral color. And then during blooming, during the life of each separate flower, the color will be transformated into, it will be changing, transforming into lighter, but not lighter coral variant, but lighter, I will say lighter creamy, greenish creamy, and even something maybe beige, creamy, green. So this will be mixed, and color will be lighter gradually, and as a result each flower it will be into colors. Basic color will be coral, and then it will be transformed into this much more lighter, but even not color, not coral, but yeah, separate one. And during the blooming season, during the flush duration, right, you will see on the same bush, even in the same cluster, you will see that there will be combination of flowers in coral and in greenish or a creamy light greenish color, and this combination, it's amazing, it's very interesting, it's very, I would say, eye-catching, because you want to maybe see and investigate this each flower in this cluster with details, because such a transformation, such a color combination, it's not very usual. I would say it's not so very oftenly seen, right, in our roses, and this one, it's or her, she is amazing because of this. In addition, she has a pretty, I would say, practical, I'm not sure whether this is correct word, but appropriate word, but from my point of view, I would call it practical. Why? Because she will not be rotten, for example. If there will be long-lasting rainy or humid period, flowers will still keep their, I would say, beauty. They will still be opening, they will still be blooming, and they will not be spoiled or destroyed by this not very, I would say, suitable weather conditions for blooming process. And these flowers, they will not be at least from my observations, at least from my experience with, while having this Acropolis in my garden, the flowers will not be spoiled or destroyed by any beetles. So you could plant it everywhere, and even if you are not living near your flowers, near your garden, rose garden, here in Ukraine, this is usual thing to have rose garden somewhere, not not in your, for example, in your where you live, because you could live in flat or in apartment, and garden could be several kilometers in the village, for example, in the countryside. So if this is the same variant, you could plant it without any hesitation, because this flower will always bring you flowers. This bush story will always show flowers, and will display flowers and will bloom notwithstanding any weather conditions or any beetles conditions, etc., etc. What to say additional? Flower blooming is long-lasting, and blooming period, wave flush period, is very long-lasting. Although these flowers, from the first sight or while looking at them on the screen, they could make an impression that they are very tender, but not. They are very, I would say, they are of such characteristics, of such construction or composition, that they will be pretty long-lasting. And because of this long-lasting blooming, you will see this color transformation by during any period when this flush will be active. In addition, the color itself, it could play a bit. For example, when this will be sunny periods, sunny days, or time close to the sunset, this color will be much more mild and softer. While this will be cold days, some cloudy days, color will be, I would say, colder as well. So interesting observation as of me. And also, as far as I have Heinz Winkler or Omasha Barbara Rose, I also like their combination of these two varieties. They are planted close one to another, and I will need to make a shoot of this, hope next period or next season, which will start soon, because we are all waiting for spring. Not sure about you, but here in Ukraine we're all waiting for spring, because especially garden lovers, because we want our plants to be waking up after the winter, to get out of snow and to see that nature is waking up and hope is waking up, and of course they bring a lot of joy to us, these roses and other flowers, other plants. So we are waiting for spring very, very eagerly. This flower, this variety, Acropolis one, this rose, she could be used for cutting purposes, for floristic purposes, but I'm not sure that whether life in vase, life in cut variant will be so long lasting as on the bush. And if you want something similar to this, something similar in color transformation, right, in this characteristic, I must say that I have dendrons. Of course, these colors of these two varieties, they are a little bit different, but this characteristic of color transformation, color changing, this characteristic is similar. Also, I think Michelle Drucker will fall into this category. And Rosella, I also spotted 1 year. I have spotted how interesting was color changing from a pretty deep orange and coral one into a very distinctly light greenish, creamy beige one. And this also was combined in one cluster, and this was much more interesting. In addition, I must admit that this variety, Acropolis, which you can see on your screen, it blooms mainly in clusters, but some branches could end in single flower, but mostly this rose blooms in cluster, and this is very, very amazing and spectacular view. Branches, they are pretty thorny and they could be traumatic, so you need to be careful while pruning her, and take care of yourself, of how to of course defend your arms while working with this variety, and during pruning, during maybe getting rid of weeds, etc., etc. Of course, this variety likes nutrition, and I think all varieties, they like nutrition, but there are some varieties which could be grown without any additional nutrition or very highly intensive nutrition. But this one, Acropolis, it's best or it's better to apply different nutritions to the bush, and then as a result bush will demonstrate much more generous branching and much more generous blooming, of course, as a result. So that was all information I wanted to share today with you, and hope you will have joy while watching and at this beauty. And please share whether you have this variety or whether you have something similar, and what would you recommend to plant near this one, and to combine with what variety from your experience or from your maybe observations would be grateful for any comments, for any activities under the video. Take care till the next video, and bye.